Sorry about that. Um, Thank you for listening if you are, and sorry about the mess behind. Um, I'm just going to talk about this and that, so um, partly explain my situation and introduce you to some new concepts. Um, so I'm going to make videos and not leave them up very long, I think. Except the two I did on dinosaurs, I'm going to leave up because that's a document I made, and hopefully some people's eyes will be opened to the truth. So this video is about safety. Um, these days we don't know it, but there is a war going on around us, and I know it's a cliche. We're at war. You know, there's the Christians, there's war between good and evil, but there's also other wars going on. There's a war for your mind, right, to get you to believe an ideology. There's also this war to reduce the population, so anybody is a victim of that war. So, you know, it would be a good idea to understand what it was all about, and everything is linked up. Nothing stands on its own. Um, I don't want to go straight to the root of the problem because it won't help you. You won't believe me. And it will sound like some idiot talking, which is probably what you think I am, but it doesn't matter. I don't care what people think of me. I care about the truth and saving people from basically from hell, and from being blindsided and being cheated and having babies born disabled and things like this. I mean, just anybody who happens upon my channel, it could save them um, some heartache. So um, the way I got into the truth was is a long story, and that's for another time. So I'm trying to talk about safety now. Um, I have a young son of 12. I got married late, and I had many problems with him because I went and got him injected for MMR, and he also had polio, which is an inoculation, which is taken orally. So the thing is, you know, the press is always telling us that drugs are dangerous, you know, and crime stories are all about how drugs are terrible. But they give a free pass to pharmaceutical companies who expect people to take strange stuff, strange, how could you say, chemicals and bits and pieces of this and that and the other, full of we don't know what, unknown products, um, and put it straight into your bloodstream. So, and all the natural defenses of your body can't cope with it. The heavy metals go to your brain, and you have a lot of problems, autoimmune diseases, and later cancers and things that also they say are passed on from one generation to the next. Okay, so anyway, I realized that when my son was so sick, that the devil was attacking me, and I also had other attacks from the devil. Nightmares is one. Seeing spiritual things, which were not good, not angels. They were weird things. I can't even explain them very well. Just walking about minding my own business. Um, so there is another dimension obviously there's a spiritual dimension and there is a physical dimension. And if people don't accept that, then they're um, they're ready to pray for it. You know, there was a girl who was kept. She was kidnapped and kept as a kind of sex slave for years and years in one of the one of the northern European countries. And she finally said at the end that she wouldn't talk about what had happened to her. Um, she wouldn't go into it at all, and she wouldn't even say whether what he'd done to her. So it's kind of all very vague. We don't know what he did, but he lived with her for a long time, and she eventually escaped, and he killed himself. And she says there is nothing satanic about it. He was just a criminal. Well, being from, I come from England, and England is just a little further south than the Scandinavian countries, which was where one of those countries where it happened. Um, and in England, we believe we have enough of the religion from Rome to believe that there is good and evil. But you go off to Scandinavia and places like that, and traditionally their idea of good and evil is a bit, in my opinion, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think they don't quite get it, that there is evil in the world, and there are rules, and if you keep those rules, you'll be okay. If you don't keep those rules, everybody's in danger. Oh, okay, if you keep the rules, you're still in danger from the people who don't keep the rules, but if everybody keeps these spiritual rules, we're all okay. But, so this girl said it's not because she is suffering from that, what is it, Stockholm syndrome, where you grow to like your attacker or your kidnapper. You grow to protect them and depend on them and everything. Not exactly like them, but that's all you come to know about, and you come to a kind of understanding with them and of them. So thinking about it today, I was thinking. She said it was just a criminal, and she's not suffering from that condition, and she's not excusing him. So what is the problem with her? I think her problem is that she hasn't been brought up to understand that there is good and evil, and there are satanic and demon-possessed people around. So, okay, you've got that straight. There are a lot of people who are demon-possessed, and a lot of people who are just influenced by demons. There's a good book called War on the Saints, which explains a lot about this. I've read good portions of it. I've read a lot of enough of it to know that it's good stuff. There's nothing dubious about it. It's biblically correct. And there's a man called Howard Pittman with 2 T's, Pittman, and he has some interesting stuff to say. So we're battling Satan. Now, Satan came long ago when God created the angels, and one of the angels rebelled and took with him 1/3 of the angels, rebelling against God, and they were cast down into earth. So they're not in hell, they're on earth. And hell has been created for those angels. That's their final destination before they get destroyed. Because eventually hell and death are destroyed, according to Revelation. So in the meantime, this earth is the property of Satan, practically. Although it belongs to God. The principalities and powers and everybody in authority is working for Satan. And even people who are not in authority, many of those too. by default, because they're not working for God, they are helping Satan. So this is supposed to be about safety. Get to know who the enemy is, and also get to know that your children are always in danger, and you don't want to frighten them, but you have to explain to them that there are wicked people about, and you have to teach them how to defend themselves, how to protect themselves, how to you know, choose a path that is safe, literally speaking, when they go to school, how to behave in a way which is going to provide them with safety, without scaring them to bits. But you still have to teach them all this stuff about um, God and the devil and some people being evil. You don't have to go into demon possession, but just to explain that some people are evil and some people are good. And it's very difficult to know, and to teach them that what looks good is not always good. That people can be so wicked that they can pretend to be good. Fairy tales, you see, we don't tell them anymore, but fairy tales had a lot of truths in them that were passed on to the children, and now our children are completely dumb. They don't know any fairy tales, and they don't understand that the world is the way it is. They're living in a fool's paradise, most people. So I'll leave it for there. So hope you got something out of this. Thank you for watching.